Hi there, this is just a quick video to show you how I make these particular kind of roll cages using plastic styrene tubing and some galvanized metal wire ties that are used on fences. So first of all, this is what I've purchased from a local hardware store. Obviously I'm in New Zealand. I imagine these are available elsewhere. If you can see just there, they are 300 millimeters long by 1.6 millimeters wide. I purchased a kilogram of them, quite cheap as well, and they're used for tying around fence posts to keep the fences tight. The reason I use these is because you can actually quite easily hand bend them, and as you can see, you can bend them into quite complex shapes quite nice and easily just by hand, and they'll stay in that shape. Now obviously the ones on this car that I'm working on here are covered in styrene, so in order to do that I've purchased some plastic tubing. Now just be aware, I've actually made a bit of a mistake. This is butane tubing, and I should have chosen styrene tubing. Can be the same measurement, so this is 3.2 mil or 1/8 of an inch. The reason is because the butanate tubing is actually a little bit tougher to fit the wire in. So if you see, normally with the styrene I'd just go and slide that in there and it would pop in quite easily, but unfortunately this butanate is a little bit tougher to fit in. Something else you need to do sometimes is just to give the end of the wire a bit of a scruff up with the file just to soften it up, but you can see it's not actually going in very easily. If that was styrene, it would have just slid all the way in. So right, and you can see it's a bit tricky to get out. So here we have a piece that I've slid at least up to there into the butanate, and with my pliers you can see that it is quite easy also to cut. So just chop through it straight there, find the end of it, and just chop through. So there we have the piece with the metal in, and you may have a shape. For example, on this car here, you may want to bend it around a shape like that. You could use, sometimes what I do is screw a nail. So I put a screw into my board and use that to bend it. But I'm just going to make a rough guess here and just start bending it to shape. And you can see that it's quite easy to do. A little bit of curve on there, and very quickly and easily I've made that piece, just like that. So you can see there's some other bits I've got here with some right hand corners. And here's a couple of other another piece that I've done for some engine turbo tubing. Alright, quite easy to do. And here's another car that I can't quite fit in because it's a large vehicle. But you can see that it has sort of an external roll cage on it with all these various bits made out of the same part, and not quite happy with it, but it's also got a front bull bar on it. So there you go. So styrene tubing, styrene, not butanate, at 3.2mm. This is Plastrite. Evergreen also makes it. And galvanized wire ties. That you hopefully can get from some sort of hardware store, and then you can head off and make your roll cages. Just something I quite often do, as you can see on this other project I'm working on, is because the wire ties are very cheap and easy to get, I actually do a lot of mock-up. This is going to be like an external roll cage sitting out the back rollover bar for this project. So I'll mock them up just using the wire ties, and then when I'm roughly when I've got what I'm looking for, I'll then put the tubing over and then bend the plastic ones into shape for the final product. I just use normal cyanoacrylate model glue to glue them together. If you want to, you can use a bit of filler just to fill in the gaps as well. So there we go. Hope you find that useful. Cheers.